Assalamu alaikum dear students. So after photorespiration, we are going to talk about one more cycle in plants that is known as C4 cycle. So we are done with photosynthesis because in photosynthesis, in general photosynthesis, I told you that there are two phases. First is the dark phase, light reaction. First is light reaction in which the products are ATP, NADH2 and this oxygen. So ATP and NADPH2, which are produced in light reaction, they are used in second phase of this photosynthesis, which is known as dark reaction or C3 cycle or Kelvin cycle. So that is the second phase of this photosynthesis. After that, I told you about one more type of this respiration which takes place in C3 plants, which is known as photorespiration. So in general photosynthesis, you have to remember only light reaction and C3 cycle or dark reaction. Now there is one more adaptation in some plants which is known as C4 cycle. So C4 cycle is an adaptation in some of the plants. That means it doesn't take place in every plant. It is present in some of the plants, a very important adaptation. So C4 cycle, it was first Korshak. He reported the formation of dicarboxylic acid. So as you know that in case of this C3 cycle or in case of dark reaction, I told you that RUBP, the carbon dioxide, it combines with RUBP to form the first stable product which is known as 3-PGA. That means 3-phosphoglyceric acid. And this 3-phosphoglyceric acid was a 3-carbon compound, and that is why it was known as C3 cycle. Now in case of C4 cycle, here the first carbon dioxide, here the first stable product which is formed, it is not 3-PGA. There is one more product which is known as oxaloacetic acid actually. So this oxaloacetic acid is a dicarboxylic acid, meaning there are two carboxylic acid groups, COH and COH, two acid groups in this compound, and that is why this Korshak he gave the idea of C4 cycle. So he first reported this formation of dicarboxylic acid in dust sugarcane. Now later on it was confirmed by Hatch and Slack. That is why this pathway, the C4 cycle is also known as Hatch and Slack pathway or simply C4 cycle. So leaves in C4 plants, they show a special type of anatomy which is known as Kranz anatomy. Kranz anatomy is simply what? The vascular bundles in case of leaves of the C4 plants, they are covered by bundle sheath cells, and those bundle sheath cells also contain special type of chloroplasts, and this special type of anatomy it is known as Kranz anatomy. And these bundle sheath chloroplasts, they depend upon mesophyll chloroplast for their carbon dioxide supply, because in case of this C4 cycle, in case of this photosynthesis, I told you already that carbon dioxide is consumed and oxygen is given out, right? So here these bundle sheath chloroplast, they take part in this cycle, C4 cycle. So they need carbon dioxide, and they don't get carbon dioxide directly from the atmosphere. So they actually get carbon dioxide from the mesophyll chloroplasts. Mesophyll chloroplast से वहाँ पे carbon dioxide supply आ जाती है. So here you are seeing this Kranz anatomy. What you are seeing, this is the cross section of the leaf, this vertical section of the leaf in this C4 plant, and you can see the bundle sheath cells, and you can see a vascular bundle, and they are covered with bundle sheath cells. Okay, and these bundle sheath cells also contain chloroplast, and other mesophyll cells they also contain chloroplast. So this special type of anatomy is known as Kranz anatomy. Now let's move to the cycle. This is the schematic representation of Hagen Slack pathway. Now first of all, what happens here? Carbon dioxide. So the upper circle that you are seeing, upper cell you are seeing, it is a mesophyll cell or mesophyll chloroplast, and the lower one, it is a bundle sheath chloroplast. So this C4 cycle takes place in both mesophyll as well as bundle sheath chloroplast. So what happens here actually? First, in mesophyll cell, carbon dioxide it is taken from the atmosphere, and it combines with PEP, phosphoenol pyruvate, to form the first stable product which is known as oxaloacetate or oxaloacetic acid. Now this oxaloacetic acid is a dicarboxylic acid compound and contains 4 carbon atoms and contains COH, CH2, CH2, COH. So that means it contains 4 carbons. That is why this cycle is known as C4 cycle. Clear? Now this oxaloacetic acid, it is oxidized to malate or malic acid, and some of this oxaloacetic acid are also converted to aspartate or aspartic acid. Now this malic acid or malate, it is transported to bundle sheath chloroplast. Now in bundle sheath chloroplast, this malate it is decarboxylated, means carbon dioxide is removed to form pyruvate. Pyruvate goes back into this mesophyll cell, and where it is phosphorylated to form phosphoenol pyruvate, and then phosphoenol pyruvate also again combines with carbon dioxide to complete this reaction. Now the carbon dioxide which is removed from malate in bundle sheath cells, right? Now this is the carbon dioxide supply for bundle sheath cells and it comes from mesophyll cells. आप लोगों को क्लियर हुआ ना कैसी कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड सप्लाई यहाँ पे चेंज हो जाती है. Now this carbon dioxide it combines with RUBP, that means the normal compound in C3 cycle. So here in case of this bundle sheath cell, the C3 cycle takes place. The C4 part takes place in mesophyll cell and this C3 part takes place in bundle sheath cell. So here in this bundle sheath cell, carbon dioxide combines with ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate RUBP, and it forms different that 3-phosphoglyceric acid and so on and so on. So ultimately Calvin cycle takes place, and through this cycle the carbohydrates are formed. Clear? So here this is the another cycle here, the same cycle. Carbon dioxide comes from air, it comes to mesophyll cells where it combines to phosphoenol pyruvate to form oxaloacetic acid. From oxaloacetic acid, some of it is converted into aspartate and some of it is converted into malate. Malate is transferred into the bundle cells where it is decarboxylated, carbon dioxide is removed, it combines with this RUBP, and this continues the Calvin cycle and sucrose or sugars are formed. Now this malate it is converted back into pyruvate, and then this pyruvate is transported back into the mesophyll cells where it is converted into phosphoenol pyruvate, and then this phosphoenol pyruvate combines oxygen again, and this is how this cycle continues. So this is the write-up of this whole cycle. In C4 plants, primary carbon dioxide acceptor is phosphoenol pyruvate. Now in case of C3 plants, you know the primary carbon dioxide acceptor, it was RUBP, ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate. But in case of C4 plants, the primary carbon dioxide acceptor is phosphoenol pyruvate. Now the second point is the plants, in C4 plants, enzymes for both C3 and C4 cycle are present. So in case of C3 cycle, in case of C3 plants, the first enzyme that was ribisco, ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate carboxylase oxygenase. But in case of the C4 plants, the primary carbon dioxide acceptor is phosphoenol pyruvate. So the enzyme used is PEPCO, that means phosphoenol pyruvate carboxylase. Now enzymes for C3 cycle are present in bundle sheath cells, and that of C4 cycle are present in mesophyll cells. In C4 plants, RUBP is the secondary carbon dioxide acceptor. So remember the point, in C4 plants, the secondary carbon dioxide acceptor is RUBP and the primary carbon dioxide acceptor is phosphoenol pyruvate or PEP. In C4 cycle, every carbon dioxide molecule had to be fixed twice, right? Because first it is fixed in this mesophyll cell, and second it is fixed in bundle sheath cell. So more energy is consumed in C4 pathway than C3 pathway. In C4 plants, photosynthetic rate is higher because photorespiration does not take place. Remember that photorespiration, as I already told you, that it takes place only in C3 plants, not in C4 plants. So here the photosynthetic rate is higher. In C4 plants, optimum temperature is 30 to 45 degrees Celsius. That means it takes place in tropical plants. C4 cycle takes place in tropical plants, means those plants which grows in higher temperatures. Now you see the temperature, that is 30 to 45 degrees Celsius, higher temperature, very much high temperature. And C3 cycle generally takes place in temperate condition, in temperate plants, right? And these examples of C4 plant, they are maize, sugarcane, sorghum, etc. This question comes in it. The example of C4 plant you have to remember: maize, sugarcane, sorghum, etc. One more is this. I forget. Amaranthus. One more is amaranthus. Okay. So this completes our this C4 cycle. Thank you.